What's going on, guys? This is Kaishra. Welcome back. So we are back with another video. On this video, we're going to tackle the new OCG limit regulation ban list for April 2024 format. So as we all know, today is the day of the ban list. So we are now unveiling the new ban list that we currently have gotten recently, just minutes earlier. So yeah, without further ado, let's start. So we are here with Yu-Gi-Oh.jp site to see the ban list. Currently, we don't have English translations for the new ban list, but we are going to understand the context here with our best, even though the site is in Nihongo or Japanese language. So without further ado, let's start. So we are here with the limited section, no? So we now have the Tidal at 1. So Tidal is a card for Dragon Ruler, and Dragon Ruler has been irrelevant for the most part. For a very long time now, Dragon Ruler doesn't do much at all. So now we could definitely see some people trying to experiment with the deck. They will try to figure things out using this Tidal, but I don't think it will be really meta changing, no, or not that really impactful, to be honest. So yeah, I think Tidal at 1 is fine. Next, we have a huge hit for the Snake Eyes Sinful Spoils and the Fire Nation. We have Wanted into 1. So I think this will be a very impactful hit in our format. We will tone down the power and ceiling of the Fire Nation, namely Snake Eyes and Fire King decks. So those decks are nerfed into gutter using this Wanted. But yeah, I think this is really a decisive blow for them, and it will definitely suffer their consistency, and I think they will rely on other cards to boost their consistency and maybe try other engines to boost the deck. But yeah, I think Wanted to 1 is very smooth for this ban list. Now we have There Can Be Only One into 1. So most decks are running this There Can Be Only One, like Runic, no? Those stand decks that are very prominent on every format. There will always gonna be a stand deck in your locals or tournaments. So yeah, I think I'm really delighted that I have seen There Can Be Only One into 1. Now, they are really There Can Be Only One because they're going to have 1 copy starting April. Next, we have the semi-limited section, no? I assume. If I'm seeing things correctly, we have IB into 2. I think it will benefit some combo decks that are trying to use this card to utilize this card on their extra deck and make more insane and long combos that are out of this world. So yeah, I think it will be a very pedestal position for this card if some decks can abuse this card or not. So I think it's fine for now. Next, we have SP Little Knight into 2. This is very weak from Konami. I'm not really sure what Konami is thinking into making this card at 2, because this seems really show no impact at all. The only deck that I'm thinking of that can utilize 3 copies of SP Little Knight are Labyrinth or other decks like Eldritch, no? Or other decks that runs Extravagance so that they can have extra copies of Little Knight. But yeah, it's very irrelevant, to be honest. I'm going to see if it will impact the Labyrinth or not. I'm assuming that it will not really affect the Labyrinth. But yeah, SP Little Knight into 2 can be a good countermeasure for other decks that may abuse the 3 copies of Little Knight. But for now, it's not really impactful, to be honest. So Little Knight at 2 is a very mid hit for Little Knight. Next, we have Kirin into 2, if I'm correct. So Kirin into 2 doesn't do that much. In TCG, Kirin is only played at 2. Most Fire King players are playing Kirin at 2 only. It is patronized by Jesse Cotton, very powerful and skilled TCG pilot, and he only runs the Kirin at 2. Unlike in the OCG, we run 3 Kirin on our deck, on the Fire King players deck list. But yeah, I think it is workable into 2 copies only. So I think it's a decent hit, but not that really huge. And next, we have Snake Eyes Ash into 2. I think it would be better if this card would go into 1, because it's still very powerful, no? Once you resolve Snake Eyes Ash, it really snowballs out of control. You cannot do much against the Snake Eyes or Fire King deck when they resolve the Snake Eyes Ash. It's really powerful for them, and I can't wait to see whether Fire King and Snake Eyes would be rattled by this ban list. But I assume they are still playable because they still have two Kirin and two Snake Eyes Ash, but yeah, they have lost two copies of Wanted as well. Next we have Kaiser Colosseum into 2. What are you doing, Konami? What is this? What kind of hit is this, to be honest? I would rather see this card banned on my preference, but this is very toxic, no? Once Runic, Tenpai, and other stand decks that runs this Kaiser Colosseum is very annoying and toxic to see and play against. I'm not really sure why this card is ever existed in the Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest. And in TCG, this card is banned, if I'm correct, no? So in OCG, we do have 3 copies before, but now we have 2, and I would rather want to see this card at 1, to be honest, because it's very toxic. I cannot suppress my emotions on this card. I really think that this card is very unhealthy for the game. But yeah, some decks really does love playing this Kaiser, like Centurion, Salaman Great, and even Tenpai really have a very good synergy with this card when they go first. Next, we have 2 Extravagance. I have correctly guessed this hit, and I think it's really minor setback for Voiceless Voice, because they would not hit Voiceless Voice because the sales of Phantom Nightmare Asian English version would definitely struggle if they hit the Snake Eyes, the Sinful Spoils, and the Voiceless Voice as well. So I think they are just going to have a slap on the wrist for the Voiceless Voice. So they have used the Extravagance as a tool to trim the consistency of Voiceless Voice, and also Fluandris and Melodious as well are kinda getting affected by this Extravagance hit. Next, we have the Errata, no? So I think this is Errata for the Summoner Sorceress. I am not playing Yu-Gi-Oh during the time that this card is legal in OCG, but yeah, I think it has stories behind, and I think this card is very phenomenal during its time. But now, it got an Errata effect. I'm not really sure because I cannot read Japanese, of course, and I'm not certain about the effect of this card, whether it will be very meta changing or not. But for now, we can just be happy that we now have a very prominent card back again on our Yu-Gi-Oh format. Next, we have R3. We have R3 Girsu. So I think this will definitely help the Orcus players, because they have been struggling for a very long time. If they haven't got the Horus, they would not really compete anymore on this format. But yeah, now they have gotten the 3rd copy of Girsu. I think it can boost the consistency of the deck. Next, we have Dark Worm in 2-3. I'm not really sure if this will be very meta changing, but I think it's a nice boost for the Pendulum decks, especially the Z-Arc and other decks that could benefit from the Dark Worm. Next, we have Aramiser 2-3. So some decks likes to play this adventure package, no? We have the Phantom Knights, we have the Mechanico, we have the Infernobel. So some decks really does benefit from playing the adventure, but yeah, I think it's fine because we don't have Gryphon. If we have Gryphon, it will be a very different story, because Gryphon is an Omni-Negate, and also the adventure package is immense. 1 card combo gives you so much card advantages. So yeah, I think Aramiser into 3 is fine for now. Now we have the Infinity Launcher into 3. So I think I would really congratulate the Infinity players for bearing this time, because they are pretty much certain that they are waiting for this moment to happen, that they have gotten the launcher back into 3. And I cannot really tell if it will be very good for the Infinity, because I don't see the deck really tapping any crazy numbers on this new format with launcher back at 3. But I think some decks can utilize Infinity as an engine, or other decks can benefit from this card. But yeah, for now, I'm not really too sure whether Infinity will be back once again on the metagame. Next, we have the last card on our ban list. Here we have R3, Change of Heart. So as I have said on my prediction video about the current state of the game, we are lacking some decks that can go second. We do have Tenpai, of course. Tenpai is very relevant right now. This is one of the most phenomenal decks that can go second, and other decks cannot do the same, to be honest. We have Cyber Dragon, Numeron. All of those going second decks are not really doesn't have really good chances of playing the metagame right now. So I think Change of Heart into 3 will buff the going second strategy once more, and we can definitely see some interesting sideboard options using this change of heart moving on. So yeah, if I'm trying to correct, I'm seeing I have correctly called the tidal into 1, and also the wanted, and the extravagance into 2, and also the change of heart and infinity launcher from my previous ban list prediction. So what are your thoughts on our new ban list, guys? So let me know on our comments below if what are the things that you are excited and looking forward for this new ban list. So once again, thank you for watching, and hit the subscription button if you're not yet subscribed on my YouTube channel, and please like and share this video so that we can be more powerful on this channel. So thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.